beds for planting. This is, it looks terrible here, but it's not as bad as you think, because there are a lot of weeds here, but most of what you see is something called Italian flat chives. And I use those as a companion plant because they deter the aphids and some other harmful insects, plus it has a wonderful aroma in the garden. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest those and get rid of the weeds, and then I will plow the inside of this bed. So we will start that now. Man, that smells good. All right, let's talk about watering. The object is to get the water to the roots and not on the leaves, because if you get water on the leaves, it can cause a great deal of problems with all kinds of diseases. So what I came up with is I will take in this case, I've got a 2-inch piece of pipe, and I drill holes in it at the bottom, and I'll leave the bottom open. And then after that, I use a good quality weed block. I close up the bottom and I wrap it around, and that allows the water to come in, but it keeps the dirt out. Then I take this and I take a post hole digger and I dig down about 6 inches below wherever this weed block comes to. So I'll go about that deep, and I'll put this in the ground, and I will fill this up to the top with water. That will get water way down deep to those roots. So that's one of the watering methods that I use. And I will put one of those watering tubes, and I will take 2 plants. I'll put them, well, in this case we're going to do tomatoes. They're going to be about 18 inches away from, that way I can get 2 plants watered with 1 tube. I will stake both determinate and indeterminate. I will just use a taller stake for the indeterminate. I have some new varieties this year. I have a determinate cherry tomato, and I have yellow and purple, yellow and red. They only grow about 18 inches tall, but we're going to give them a try. Grew them from seed, bought them on Amazon, the seeds, and we'll see how that goes. Again, I experiment all the time. So what will happen is I will dig a deep hole for these tomatoes, and I will take, as you see, I've let them get kind of tall, taller than usual. So I will take this, and this off, and I will remove the sucker. Here's a sucker. And this particular one is a purple cherry tomato. And I will put this in the ground about this deep. It's over 1 foot deep. That way it gets very hot and very dry here. The moisture stays deep in the soil, and the top dries out quickly, but that good moisture down in deep, it does great. So we're going to plant these deep. And when we plant them, I will first of all dig a hole, put the plant in. Well, I won't put the plant in first, but this is a mixture of Bio-Char and Worm Castings. This is the key to my gardening. I use no fertilizers, no pesticides, no herbicides, none of that. The wall and the roof contain a lot of the problems with the pest, but I just go totally organic. But this is the key to the whole thing, because it has the microbes and the nutrients. But you have to have 4 things to grow a plant. You gotta have sunshine, you gotta have air, you gotta have microbes, and you gotta have nutrients. The microbes and the nutrients are right here. Now, I may add a few things to the soil that will help. For example, I will add some calcium. And it comes as organic, and it's calcium nitrate, organic calcium nitrate. I'll use a teaspoon or so of that in the bottom of the hole. I will also use organic rock phosphorus. That is for root production. Now, this is something I've never tried before, but I'm going to give it a try this year. This is Epsom salt. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to top dress the plant with it. I'm not going to put it in the hole with the plant in, but I'm going to top dress with this. Supposedly this helps break down the calcium so that the plant can absorb it. Of course, the microbes help with that also. And we will talk later about how those microbes get in here, what I do in my worm bed to produce the good microbes and not produce the bad microbes. We'll cover that in a different video. And the other thing that I'm going to add to the hole is good old Multein, 20 Multein borax. It seems to help the plant grow, helps with the absorption of the nutrients. So we'll put a teaspoon of that in. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a companion plant in. This is sweet basil. Sweet basil, I love it. Horned tomato worms hate it. Therefore, it goes near every tomato plant. So we will put one of these near every pair of tomato plants, and hopefully that will keep the hornworms away. So let's get planting. Okay, we got about a half a dozen tomatoes planted. You can see the configuration. Each tomato is about 18 inches away from the area where the water will be going in. And that's a pretty tall pipe, so when I fill that up, it takes that water really deep. And there's the basil right there. And it is the thing that keeps those hornworms away. So we hope that's going to do well. So we have 6 different varieties of tomato here. As you can see, none of them are exactly alike. So I will go over those with you later, but we planted them in the same configuration everywhere. Okay, we also got squash and zucchini put in. We got a full row of it. It's a 40-foot row. We have 8 squash and 2 zucchini, and we think that's going to be plenty for us this year. And before I forget, these cucumbers are called Sweeter Yet. They are delicious. They are hybrid. One of the few hybrid things that I do grow, but they are delicious. They never get bitter. They grow about a foot to 18 inches long and just the right size, and they are absolutely delicious. So they are Sweeter Yet cucumbers. Okay, we got 6 cucumbers in, and we put it on this nifty little trellis that I built this year. Hopefully it's going to be much easier to pick these cucumbers, because they should go up this trellis and the cucumbers should hang down, and all you should have to do is walk along and pick them. And here we have asparagus. As you can see, quite a bit of it, and it grows very nicely. And we've let it go to fern this year, because next year is the year we will get the big harvest from it. But we've got quite a bit of it, as you can see. So that's about it for today. We are very tired and we need to stop for today. So we'll see you when I start up.